So as you can see, this driveway is very dirty. I don't think that I have cleaned and pressure washed it in about 3 years. So there's quite an accumulation of mold and mildew and dirt that has built up on this concrete over the years. But not a big deal. I'm going to show you how to get rid of this pretty quick and easy without using any chemicals. Now, a lot of people have pressure washers that they buy from their home improvement stores, and everybody owns one of these. A spray gun. Typically, they do come with them, or you can buy them right there at the store. But I will tell you that I do not, under any circumstances, recommend using this for the actual cleaning process of the concrete. They certainly have their purposes, and I will use this numerous times, and I'll show you that a little bit later on in the video, but there are other tools that I just think work a whole lot better. I also am not a big believer in using chemicals on a concrete driveway. I just don't think that they're necessary. Obviously, I do believe that they will get down into the concrete, do a little bit better job of cleaning up that mold and mildew, but overall, I just don't think they're worth the money or the hassle. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's go. So this is going to be all the equipment that I'm going to be using in order to clean this driveway today. This is a 4,000 PSI pressure washer that is made by Mighty M. We found this pressure washer to be very reliable. We've never had an issue with it when we pressure wash a lot of square footage per year. Now, you don't necessarily need the 4,000 PSI. A lot of pressure washers are going to do just fine pressure washing residential driveways. But as you start getting into the equipment that I actually use in order to clean the surfaces, these are surface cleaners. This smaller one here, most pressure washers are going to be able to operate it. But once you get into one of these larger ones, this is about 28 inches, I believe, you may need a higher PSI pressure washer like that one to make sure that you're getting enough pressure to push the water out of each one of the jets steadily so that you're getting a good pattern while you're washing. Now, the reason I use surface cleaners instead of the pressure wands to actually clean the surface is because the surface cleaners, A, they're going to be able to clean a much larger area all at once, and B, they also do a much better job of not leaving a bunch of lines behind. Whereas with the wand, you're going in a side-to-side direction, cleaning up the pavement. It may be varying in how close you're getting the spray tip to the concrete, so it's doing a better job of cleaning one area, but everywhere else it's not, and you're just going to see those lines. So the surface cleaners, in my opinion, are a no-brainer. And of course, this one we have to special order. This one you can find a lot more readily available, and of course they also make smaller ones that can even attach to the wands. And I have links down in the description down below for different kinds of surface cleaners, different sizes, and then of course all of the other equipment as well. And of course I'll need some pressure hose and a fairly large garden hose. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, while I'm getting this pressure washer set up, there are a couple of items that I definitely recommend having when doing pressure washing. Number one, definitely have a good pair of rubber boots. Not just to protect your feet from getting wet, but to protect your feet, especially when using the wand, of cutting your feet. Depending on what tip is in the wand, they've been known to accidentally run a wand across their feet. It goes right through a tennis shoe and can actually cut your foot. So definitely pick up a good pair of rubber boots. And also, a good pair of safety glasses. Especially when using the wand, there's going to be a good bit of debris that's flying everywhere, and it can definitely, especially in corners and along walls, fly up into your face and into your eye. So the first thing I like to do is I just like to spray everything down using the wand, not putting any pressure down on the concrete itself or actually cleaning it. I'm just using this to spray off any of the stones or mulch or dirt, in my case, that's just sitting on top, so that as a surface cleaner goes over everything, it doesn't do any damage to it. If you try to clean too big of an area and it's a hot, dry day, what's going to end up happening is the water is going to start to dry and it's going to drain off. And as it's starting to dry, if you haven't rinsed all the dirt off, that dirt is going to settle back into those pores or whatever surface that you're trying to clean. It's just going to settle back in and you're going to have some of that dirt left behind. So you want to make sure that you're able to clean an area without having to worry about it drying up before you're ready to rinse it down. So as you can see, I like to go up and down in one area, just cleaning the section that I'm currently working on. So one thing to note, and something that I noticed that a lot of homeowners make the mistake of doing, is they'll just go in one line, up and down, up and down. And what ends up happening is the surface cleaner, as you're cleaning up and down, you're going to overlap where you previously cleaned. And it's going to get those areas really, really clean. Then once you've washed everything down and everything dries out, what you're going to notice is you're going to see the lines of where you overlapped your previous passes. Now the area is going to be clean, but it's just going to look like it wasn't cleaned all the way, and it's going to look very amateurish. So what I do after I've gone up and down the whole way is then I will switch directions. I'll do a crisscross now and go the opposite direction, basically making a cross across all of the paths that I made previously. This is going to do a really good job of just cleaning up all of that remaining dirt, and it's going to wipe away all of those lines to where you're not going to be able to see them anymore once everything is all dried out. And this also brings me back to one of the big reasons why I don't recommend using a wand to actually do the cleaning of the pavement. When you're using a wand and you're going back and forth with your motion like everybody does from side to side, what ends up happening is the nozzle that's at the end of the wand as you're making your passes is going to vary in how far away from the concrete that it is. So when you get to the center of your pass, the nozzle is going to be at its closest point to the pavement, whereas when you get to the end of your swings, it's going to be further away. What this is going to do is it's going to have a tendency to create a very uneven looking clean because it's not getting cleaned as well as other places where you're making your passes. Not to mention, using a wand is going to be very time consuming because it's only doing a very small area. So once I'm done doing all my passes with the surface cleaner up and down and then doing my crisscrosses, now I need to make sure that I get it all rinsed off in time before it dries. And I just work from the top, from side to side, all the way down. And as I'm making my way down, rinsing everything off, this is when I'm gonna hit all of those cracks that have been accumulating dirt over all of the months or the years that the driveway has not been cleaned. This is really the only place where I recommend using a wand to actually do the cleaning because it's going to be able to get down deep into those cracks and really do a good job of cleaning them all out. This is where I really do recommend having a good pair of safety glasses. Because while you're shooting that water down into those cracks, especially if you get too far on top of it or too straight up and down, that water and all of that dirt that the water is pushing out is going to want to have a tendency to come right back at your face especially. Another place that you really want to make sure that you also have safety glasses on is if you're using your wand and doing any kind of corners. Those corners are notorious for wanting to shoot dirt and any kind of debris that's sitting there right back at your face. All right, so now I've got the first half of my driveway done. Now I can move on to the second half as that's gonna be a very manageable area to clean up without it drying. So I'm gonna do a lot of the things I did in the first half. I'm just gonna go up and down. I'm also gonna do my edges, and then I'm also gonna go side to side doing my crisscross pattern, and then follow that up, of course, with rinsing it down with the wand and making sure to clean out all of those cracks along the way. Also, going back to safety, I talked about the boots a little bit earlier. I can't tell you how important it is to have a good pair of boots on when doing this. I've heard numerous stories from people that do this for a living where they'll run the wand across their foot and they're not wearing a good pair of boots. And what it can do is it can go right through the shoe, it can cut skin, and it can leave a pretty nasty wound. In some very rare cases, I've also heard of some people, unfortunately, that have injected the water actually into their skin. And that can be very, very dangerous. Again, I've only heard of this on a couple of occasions, but it does happen. So safety is definitely very important when dealing with powerful equipment like we're using here. Now over here, I still have my sidewalk to do. If you have any concrete that's connecting to what you've pressure washed, you're definitely going to want to do that because it's going to look awful like it does right now unless you actually clean the rest of it. So I'm going to clean this sidewalk. I'm going to do it a little bit differently, just in the sense that when I use my surface cleaner, I'm going to do kind of a zigzag and kind of work it in. Can't really do the grid like I did on the pad because it's not wide enough, but everything else I'm going to do exactly the same as I did on the driveway pad. And poof, now it's all clean. So as you can see, a massive difference between how it looked earlier today and how it looks now. Now there are still some areas up in here that look like they're still a little bit dark. That's not because they're dirty. They're just still a little bit wet. This is going to take a while before it will completely dry. But in the areas where it has completely dried, like in here, you can see that it's pretty much back to the white color it was when it was first poured. This took me about a half an hour to get this all cleaned and rinsed down. Well guys, I hope that this video was helpful for you and maybe you saw the difference that could be made by using one of those surface cleaners as opposed to just one of the wands that comes with the pressure washers. It really is going to cut down on time by quite a bit, and it's also going to just make for a better surface, make everything look a lot more even. So again, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up, and of course if you still have any questions, you can leave those down in the comments down below. And if you like DIY projects like I did here today, then consider hitting that red subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. See ya.